What's going on YouTube? This is Micro Mike here. Hey, today is Friday. It is a fantastic day. It is nice outside. Tomorrow's Saturday and I get to sleep in and stay up. So it's awesome day. Folks, I have to talk to you about some stuff that went on that I think is vital that I talk to my subscribers about a situation that happened last night and how important it is for me to express what happened and what went on. What up, though, top tier? And express to you guys to what went on and so hopefully this situation, if it happens again, that what up, though, Gridiron Blitz? So if this situation happens again, and if I'm on a what up, though, Noble Sports? Okay, man. Yeah, man. So I'm going live here. And so what happened was when I went to bed last night, someone left a comment on my page. And it was not just a normal comment. It is something that it made me so angry I could not fall back asleep. I seen it at about 1 in the morning. When I woke up, I had to go to the bathroom, and luckily I caught it in time before anyone else seen it. But it was a racist comment, and it was dropping N bombs and going off, and that stuff really made me angry beyond belief. I was so angry, I was shaking. I don't ever get this type of angry. I'm pretty a good person, but when it comes to individuals doing stuff like that, a troll, if I am not around and any of you guys see that, please contact me as soon as possible. If I'm not around, please contact one of the DSA members because stuff like that can get my channel taken down. I think when it comes to YouTube policy, and it was disgusting. It was one of the most disgusting comments I've seen in a long time, and my anger was through the roof. I couldn't believe that type of language came out of somebody's mouth and actually wrote it on my page. Um, I am not for that. I am totally against it. I think it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace to what we do here. We're not about that type of stuff. And luckily I seen it in time. And for some reason I woke up and I seen it, and I never that never happened. So it was a good chance. I'm happy that I seen it before any other individual seen it. But please, folks, if you see anything like that on my channel, if you see someone trolling with dropping N bombs and doing some racist garbage, please again contact me immediately. I will contact YouTube like I did today. I reported this individual to get them taken off of YouTube. I'm sure that definitely going against their policy. I'm all about the freedom of speech, but that's not freedom of speech. That is that is fighting type stuff, and we're not about that here. So I really appreciate all of you guys, hopefully looking out for my back for stuff like that. So if you see anything like that, please, folks, please contact me immediately. What up, though? Third, hey man, you know what? It's disgusting. It was one of the most disgusting things I've seen in a long time. I'm not I don't like that type of stuff, and that is not prohibited on my channel. I refuse to allow something like that to go on. If individuals want to disagree with me or kind of just give me grief, that's perfectly fine. But when you're starting to throw racist stuff, when you're talking about my friends, when you're talking about individuals I talk to, DSA members, and anything like that, you're going way too far. Way too far, folks. I have fought for this country. Many people who does not have the same skin color as me fought and died for this flag and fought for this country. And I will not allow individuals on my channel to spew that type of venom. Here, it's all about good stuff. Man, I'm with you, Lone Wolf. It was a troll. I reported him. Well, I initially wanted to see who this person was, and it was a complete troll. It didn't have any subs or anything like that. And so I reported the individual to YouTube, and hopefully I blocked him as well. So I'm not sure if this individual can make another account and do this type of stuff to my channel or any of the DSA members' channel. But again, folks, if you see any of that, please contact me or any of the DSA members. You got my Twitter accounts on the bottom, my email, and if I'm for some reason not available to get to a computer on time, I know some of the DSA members has got my phone number, and I can instantly report that individual to YouTube and get this type of stuff off my channel and never to have it again. Never to have it again. It's unacceptable, and that is not something that I appreciate. Again, I love disagreements. I love the idea of talking facts and in football. This is what it's about. It's about football and family and friendship. And that's not the stuff when it comes to that, I want to get into, and we don't need that type of stuff. Exactly, Noble. Exactly. I am a father. I have 2 kids. I have a wife. I'm all about friendship. I'm all about the positive vibes and everything, and that's what it's about, man. Yeah, I got an idea, Mike. We can make DSA members moderators to clean that stuff up. That's a great idea, Gridiron Blitz, and I would like to talk to you when I'm done with this. Maybe I'll get on Twitter and talk to you to see how we can clean that type of stuff up. I'm not sure exactly the rules when it comes to YouTube. I know that the new rules came out in YouTube. I think it was like a month ago when it comes to they want their content and comments cleaned up when it comes to stuff like that. And I definitely want it not on my channel at all. And if anything that we can do to figure out if I'm not available, if one of you guys could somehow get on there, whatever. I'll talk to you about that, and I really, really appreciate it, guys. I truly, truly appreciate it. And this will help alleviate that problem that I had, and hopefully it never happens again. So awesome, man. So with that said, man, let's get into some positive news. So today is called Subscriber Friday. So you guys run the show. You give me the questions, and you tell me what you want to hear about when it comes to Detroit Lions. If there's any questions you got, any specific topics you would like to talk about, I am definitely down for that. I know there's one right now I would love to talk about, and that is Matt LaFleur. He ruptured his Achilles heel. I think he was playing basketball. That's the Packers head coach, and I thought that was really funny. Like, oh snap. Man, it just seems like Green Bay is just not having the greatest offseason, and I really, really like it. It's making me happy because this is the type of stuff that happens to Detroit Lions in the offseason, and seeing bad news when it comes to the Green Bay Packers does put a smile on my face, and it makes me happy because it's not us. And I don't know what is going on in Green Bay, what are the water they're drinking, or what's going on over there, but it's hilarious, and I can't wait to see how their season plays out, and if it does go the way I believe it will go, and that will be a fail, and that would be awesome to see. That'd be really, really awesome to see and watch and enjoy. Enjoy. Also, again, I read on Tees Tabor. It was so awesome to hear this man speak. When he came out of college, he was a talkative individual when it comes to giving trash talk to the offense and the wide receivers he would cover. And so that's what he was known for. And when he came to Detroit, obviously the last 2 years he's not had a great season. He's been really, really hit hard. And when I was hearing him talk and him speak and how humble the man was, how humble he was. It was so awesome. I really, really like that. He's taking the right attitude, the the way that I want our team to develop, take the right attitude and do the right thing. And do the right thing. And that is awesome. I'm really proud of him. And I already see questions going up. So, do you think TJ Hawkins, tight end, will be first to play backup? I think TJ Hawkinson is going to be a number one tight end. I think he is instantly day one a starter. He's a blue chip player. When it comes to the NFL draft, I always preach about how you have blue chips in the draft, and it could be any position, whether it be quarterback or running back. left tackle, right tackle, any position. But a blue chip player is far and few between. There may be 4 to 5 of them in an NFL draft, and those are the type of guys that can come in right away and make an immediate impact. Now, like in Ndamukong Suh, he was a blue chipper. He came in and made an immediate impact. And and yes, I think he's not just going to be a starter, but he's going to be a playmaker day one. Day one. And when it comes to the OTAs and what we're hearing about and how he's playing, he's already made an impact. He's already making the impact I thought he would. I thought he would when we drafted him. I hyped this guy the whole off season. He was one of my favorite players in the draft, especially getting him at the 8 position when I believe there was only 5 blue chippers in the draft was a slam dunk, awesome feeling for us. And again, I want to thank the New York Giants for taking the quarterback and forcing us to get TJ Hockenson because he is going to make our team and our offense much better. And I really think he's going to be a difference maker. Micro Mike, how did you find Luke G on YouTube? Oh man. Okay, Gridiron. This is because of you how I found Luke G. I told this story many times, and it's the greatest story of all time. So I've been watching you guys, the Gridiron Blitz for some time, all you guys for some time. I was never an individual to have an account, and I think it was like the Bears game or one of the games the Lions lost, and I clicked on this video, and there's Derek P. Fields has a big thing of beer in his hand talking about the Detroit Lions, and just says he goes, man, I'm not even gonna get mad about this, and he's drinking this giant beer, and he's talking about how it's gonna screw up his health because he's getting big and he was lifting weights and that type of stuff. I laughed so hard, man. I nearly fell out of my chair, man. And right then and there, I said, "Okay, I'm watching this guy." And ever since then, I was watching your channel, and then when I seen you talk to him before, and I was like, "Dang, who is this guy, Luke G?" And he really knows his stuff as well. And so I was watching, I don't know if it was your stream or him together, but he said, "Hey, if any Detroit Lions fan wants to talk Lions football, send me an email." So I'm like, "Okay, I'm going to send this guy an email." So I sent him an email. I didn't hear back from him for a couple weeks, and I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, "Look, man, these guys, they got a lot more important things to do than just getting an email from a fan." And so he says, "Hey, man, let me get a hold of you. We'll talk. Let's talk some Lions football." And so, oh, I couldn't believe it, man. So he called. I was like, that is the greatest thing ever. Yeah, man, it's you, Gridiron Blitz. I've been watching you for a long time. In that the hair loss stuff, because I'm going bald as well. So, man, I've been a follow you for a long time. But when you drank that beer, man, I about fell out of my chair laughing so hard, man. I was a huge fan for a long time. So that's how I seen Luke G. It was from you, man. It was definitely from you. I thought it was hilarious. Um, and it was like the type of person I am, man. You're just sitting there and you're just like, damn, there's really nothing you can do here but just drink a beer and just say, it is what it is. So I thought it was funny, man. And you're definitely what got me into this. Oh, yeah, so let's see. Third, how would you say are the Lions starters in the secondary in defensive backs and safeties? Man, I think they're the most underrated group in all of the Detroit Lions and in football. A lot of people are not high on our secondary, and I don't understand why. I think our secondary is so good. It's so good, and you're seeing this play out through OTAs, and you're going to see it through training camp, the competition that's taking place. So again, like when it comes to Tease Tabor, it's having Amani in there, having Coleman and Slay. It is forcing this competition where they know their careers are on the line. Tease Tabor knows this is a make or break offseason for him, and he's got to do something about it. So what does he do? He goes trains with Chad Ochocinco, and it makes him better. And that is how you make a team better, is you push each other. And then you see Coleman. Coleman was one of the best defensive backs in football when it comes to the nickel position. And so having him in there dramatically makes our secondary better. with him in the addition of Lawson being gone, man, it's great. I think Quinn was a great safety for us for many years. I think he fell off last year, and I think Tracy Walker is definitely going to step in and be a fantastic safety for us. And with Quandre Diggs, man, this secondary is sky's the limit. And when you have a secondary this talented with a defensive line that is this talented as well, that is when a defense becomes special and it becomes something to remember for that teams are never going to forget about because they know stuff's going to hit the fan when they face us. I think our secondary is could be top 5 this year for sure, and sky's the limit, folks. Sky's the limit. Watch the battle though with Tease Tabor. Again, I written him off. JMO said, "Hey, don't write him off. Don't write him off," and he was correct. I was incorrect, and I stand humble about that, and I'm glad I'm incorrect. Hopefully, he can push himself to become a asset to our team. If he's not a starter, at least be a depth player, be an asset. Hey, Mike, we should start the Lions, Mike and Mike in the evening. We should start a Lions, Mike and Mike in the evening. Yeah, like Mike and Mike in the morning, but Mike and Mike in the evening. That would be funny. What up? Hey, what's going on? Want to say hi really quick? Hey, my mini micro wants to say hi to you. She was standing here looking at me. You gotta get close. Say hi.
Hi,
Say I'm mini micro.
I'm Mini Mike.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So. Yeah, man, we could do like a Mike and Mike in the evening. That would be awesome. And again, I like to get stay up a little later on Friday nights for the fact that what up, though, Luke G? For the fact I know a lot of my subscribers have a different schedule than me, and so I think it's vital that somehow I get on and be with you guys during your time instead of just doing my time. And I know I'm talking to the other DSA members and about trying to get on the round table a little bit more and to get out to you guys that are not on my schedule. So that'd be great. Yeah, man, kids are the greatest, especially Troxel's kid. Man, that kid can speak. I was dying with that, and I could not believe the Luke G's son. That was so hilarious. I watched that at work today because I was asleep when that stuff went down, and I about fell out of my chair when I seen Luke G's son on there. That was the funniest thing of all time. And so, man, kids are the greatest. I know it's not really a son, but it was hella funny to watch, and it was a great moment for DSA. My kid says, I have no idea how football works. You just win. Do you think Eli Manning will play since the Giants grabbed the quarterback? Yeah, he's going to play. Eli Manning's going to play. I see him starting the season. Now, will he finish the season? I don't think he'll finish the season. I think eventually they'll go ahead and put their quarterback in there, but again, he's got to start the season. That makes no sense for a standpoint to have that rookie who I believe was overdrafted bigly to jump in and be a starter. Will you be going to any games this year? Absolutely, I will be, and I will have my Micro Mike jersey on. I'll be going to the games. I like to get there early because when you get there early, you can actually meet and talk to the NFL players and talk to Stafford or whoever's out there. Man, they'll chat up with you. So I like to get there early when I go to the games. It's really fun and it's a good time. And maybe I'll do some live streaming like a like right before the game, maybe outside the stadium, and do something like that. That'd be kind of cool. Let's see. Yo, what's up? What up, though, Shepard? Hey, man. Friday night with Mike. That is it. What up, though? Go Lions, man. My Go Lions is one of the individuals who's been with me from the beginning. He was one of my first subscribers. I love that guy. He's awesome. Go Lions. I am definitely going to make that cartoon. I still have not got the program to do it. It is on my list. I swear to you, I'll do it. I just got a lot of stuff going on right now when it comes to this Detroit Lions stuff, man. Luke, you know to go back and start this over. You know it, man. Mike, I missed it, man. I missed it live, but I had no idea what was coming, and I heard that, and I about fell out of my chair. It was great. Yo, I couldn't believe someone changed their name to Luke G's son. That was so funny, and it will go down as one of the greatest moments I think so far of DSA, man. I mean, it was so funny. It was literally I literally fell out of my chair. I work in an office and I laughed out loud and people looked at me and I'm like, "Oh man, sorry. I seen the funniest thing ever." Only if they could see it, man. Yeah, man. What up though, Nicholas Aaron? Yeah, man. So again, if you have not seen that video of Luke G's son on the live stream last night on the Gridiron Blitz, you must do so, man. It was hilarious, and it was something that will make you, if you're in a bad mood and if you're having a bad day, it will definitely make your day better. And it's something that it was a great moment, man. It was hilariously fun. I wish I was there live. I so wish I was there live to see it. Do you think Tom Brady will retire? Ooh, I don't think he's going to retire this season, man. I think he's going to play. I think I give him two more this season and next season. Tom Brady, I don't know what he eats or what he drinks, but that man's body can withstand the pain that others cannot. I know at some point it's just going to fall off, just like any other quarterback. When you got like Peyton Manning, it just fell off and it was done. I think Tom Brady, though, he's again he plays, his dynamics is so phenomenal, how he trains, how he eats. I think he's a vegan. He's very specific on his routines, and so I think he will do 2 more years. He'll try to get another Super Bowl, and I don't know if they'll get it, but they're going to attempt to. I think he'll retire in 2 years. In 2 years. Yeah, you got to check it out, Shepard. You have to check it out, man. It's hilarious. It is as random as all can be. What up, though, George Morgan? What up, though, Chris Cash, boy? Man, if you ain't seen it, you got to go there and see it, man. It was hilarious. Again, that is on the Gridiron Blitz on the live show. I think it's like halfway through it if you're just wanting to jump in and skim through it. But it is straight up hilarious. What's funny is before it happened, I was watching the comments scroll up and I seen Luke G's son first donate 99 cents and I'm like, what the heck is this? And then out of nowhere it says, I think it says hi dad or something like that, and it donated a couple dollars and I about died, man. It was hilarious. It was the greatest thing ever. Yo, you got to make the Deadpool to a shirt. Man, hey, I love making stuff like that. Everything you see back here, I actually physically made, man. All that, you see that Spider-Man. I got a whole Iron Man suit. I got Spider-Man. I made Magneto, but my cat ate it up and ripped my Magneto helmet up. But yeah, I do full suits. Maybe I will do a cool Deadpool one with Detroit Lions. That'd be kind of sick for sure. And that would be the stuff, man. Ashawn Robinson is my sleeper of the year. That's a good sleeper, go Lions. I think not a lot of people is talking about him simply because you got Deshaun Hand and Snacks Harrison, and everyone forgets about Ashawn Robinson. Last night they actually asked a question: would you trade Ashawn Robinson away, for a draft pick or maybe another player? And my thing was I would not, because I think we're in a win now mode, and having the depth on the defensive line is so important because these big guys, they get tired far easier than a skinny guy like me. Like when I played wide receiver, I could go a lot more longer and I could take the wind more than these big guys that are 300 pounds. So I think having him on the team as a depth player and a rotational player, and will be definitely a big part of our defense. No way to go ahead and trade him, keep him, and I hope he takes that next step. He definitely progressed last year from the start of the season compared to the end. He started off rough and he was having issues in training camp, and in the couple of games into the season he was having some issues, but then it clicked with him, and then he really got that defense down and he was really starting to make some noise. And so I was very, very happy to see that, and I hope it continues, man. I hope you're right. I hope he is a sleeper. You can't have enough sleepers. That man just determined, though, when you get passed up in the draft by your favorite NFL team, Tom showing the 49ers, they messed up, man. Tom Brady has shown every 31 teams they messed up. Again, man, Tom Brady is the GOAT. He is the GOAT. You can't deny the man has won so many freaking rings, and he's a humble guy. I got nothing against him, man. I mean, I'm tired of seeing the same team in the Super Bowl every year, but that said, man, I got nothing but respect for the man. That Deadpool with True Lion, yeah, hey, Deadpool, he's a big Lions fan. If you didn't know, as much as we seeing what they're doing this year, gonna love next year, especially year 2 with Bevel. Yeah, and man, you make such a fantastic point. You make such a fantastic point, Chris. What's good about how we got Daryl Bevel? If you looked how he played at Seattle, it wasn't just a fluke of him playing well. He played well for years. I mean, the guy was having an efficient offense, a balanced offense for years. Not just like how we had Scott Linehan, and in 2011 Scott Linehan just blew up, and you were killing it on offense, and it kind of faded out. When it comes to Daryl Bevel, it's consistent, but the reason it is so consistent is because he is balanced. He runs the football, run the football, and he play actions. He does the type of stuff that is needed to require to win in November, December. That's what it takes. And wants this team, when it comes to Matthew Stafford and the rest of the offensive players on the team, are young offensive players on the team, may I add. Once they know the offense more, they'll be even more efficient. You make a great point because it's going to take a little bit for these guys to understand the playbook to where they're not thinking about it, they're reacting. And so we have a young offensive group when it comes to TJ Hawkinson, Kerryon Johnson, and the rest, that once they learn this, it's going to be insane dynamic, insane, and our offense is going to explode, and we're going to punch people in the mouth, and it's only going to get better. It is not a one type deal to where it's a fluke. This guy has proven it year after year. He is a playoff winner, a Super Bowl winner, an individual that is far above what we've had when it comes to KFC. And so I am with you 100%. I am super, super stoked to see in the next couple years, just like you said, of seeing this offense ride, man. You have the respect for sure. Hey, man, I appreciate it. It's all about that respect. It's all about good, man. I mean, we have dealt with the BS for so long, folks. So long that no more negativity. Not when it comes to me. It's all about positivity. It's all about bringing each other up, and that's how you succeed. Bro, I was so happy to see Daryl Bevel come to Detroit. You and I both. A lot of people was down on it, and I'm like, the guy just came from Seattle where he won Super Bowl and he's won playoff games and he's a proven winner. I did not want an inexperienced offensive coordinator. I wanted a proven offensive coordinator, something that fits what Matt Patricia does. Matt Patricia is a individual that wants to run the football. He wants to have an offense that's not predictable, and that's what Daryl Bevel brings to our offense. He is unpredictable. He runs the football, and guess what? You're going to get hit, defense. Our running backs like C.J. Anderson's going to punch you in the mouth, and it's going to hurt. And when it's cold outside, you're not going to want to take those hits because it's going to hurt. And that's what he brings, and I'm super, super excited about it, man. Do you think Golden Tate will be a team hopper? Golden Tate, well, you got to look at it this when it comes to Golden Tate. The guy is, I think he's 31 years old. He's a really good individual on and off the field, and he needs to cash out and get the money that he wants now. He's 31. He knows his NFL career is but short. You're not getting any younger, and so he needs to get paid, and so that's what he wanted. He wanted to get paid, and I have no problem with him if he wants to jump from the Giants and then eventually go to another team and get paid more. Hey, more power to him, man. I got nothing but respect for the guy. He was a great Detroit Lion, and get paid, man. Don't hate, get paid. Get paid, buddy. I love it. Do you think our offense will sputter early and pick up later? I think we're gonna. Yes, I do. I don't think it's gonna sputter in a sense like it's gonna be. like what we've seen with KFC. I don't think it's going to be like that. I think it's going to take a little bit to get the engines going at full speed. It will start off a little slow, but it's still going to be very effective. But after a couple games, once Matthew Stafford can look at Galladay and he looks at him and he knows exactly what the play is wanting without having to say anything, because they're thinking through this right now. They're trying to know the X's and O's. Once they have it in the back of their mind where they're not thinking about it, the offense will take flight. And so yeah, I could see it be a slower start. I would not say sputter. KFC sputter. Our offense right now, even with them not knowing all the X's and O's, is far above what it was last year. So that's how I kind of see how it's going. Yo, what's up? I'm Steve. Carly, you are not Steve. These media people also are blind 100%. We are very young on both sides of the ball. Def is most almost good as starters. Yeah, man. The most important thing about a team that they don't ever talk about when it comes to any of the individuals on the mainstream media, the legacy media, or the Carlos Manures or Mike Valenti's is depth. Depth, depth, depth is the most important thing in my opinion, because players get injured. It's going to happen. Now, if you have depth where a player can replace an individual where it's not a big step back, that's how you win. It's inevitable. Players are going to get hurt. This is the best depth we've ever had in years that I can remember. So again, if Kerryon Johnson is gonna, if he's out for a couple games, we have C.J. Anderson there. Look what C.J. Anderson did for the Rams. He stepped in and freaking killed it. So that's the type of stuff going on, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great. I'd rather have him get a ring. Hey man, I got nothing but love for Tom Brady. He was from Michigan. I think Tate showboated too much and gave up too easy towards the end of him in Detroit. I know he was injured and he was hurting as well, so it's hard to tell because he would have that bland face. I think he really loved Detroit. I think he loved everyone there, and he's still my guy. Just like Noble said, he's still my dude. He may have been thinking like, man, I want to get paid by the Detroit, and maybe he felt like they weren't gonna pay him, and so that's just like any employer. Like if you look at your own boss and you feel like they're not valuing you as much as you want, you're going to feel that way, but you still love the company. So I don't think it was anything personal. We have two coaches that have been in the Super Bowl 5 times in the last 6 years. Great point. Go Lions. You killed it right there. Experience, experience, experience. I am tired of inexperience. I'm tired of the KFCs. I'm tired of these individuals that have not done it. I want a proven individuals on our team that has been in the playoffs, that knows what it takes to get to the playoffs, what it takes to train to get to a Super Bowl. It takes to another level. We've been here in Detroit, okay? We need individuals that's been up here, that's proven winners, that knows what it takes, knows the hard work, the blood, sweat, and tears that it takes to get to that level. And so that's what we need, and that's what we got. Think of the midseason when the offense base packages in and reps that their Patricia Bevel is getting to relaxing things up and fine tuning the offense. Yeah, exactly. Again, Patricia's trying to get his guys, and he had to come in there last year, and he had to put in his way, how he does things. That was not the roster he built. He just won a Super Bowl. He got put on a team that was soft with Caldwell. He had to institute Patricia's way, the hard way. And so you have to go through the roster. It takes about 30% of a roster each year to get moved on. Now he has his roster. He's got young guys they drafted. He got individuals in free agency. This is Patricia's team now. This is the team that we're waiting for. The hard-nosed team that's going to get that extra mile to win the game. Again, football is all about inches. It's all about X and O's. If you've ever played the game, when you play, you have to take it to the next level because the competition against you is fairly well. Like when I played wide receiver, when I had the cornerback on me, I know he's talented. I know he's very well, so I have to do what it takes to get past him. I got to watch how this guy does his film. I got to watch his tendencies. When I'm not on the field, I got to watch how this individual is doing it. I got to see how his eyes are moving, how he reacts. These type of things needs to happen, and this is what Patricia's bringing. Agree with Def. Hey, I agree with you, Ghost Gunner. What up, though, man? TA, I really like Tate. Yeah, them two minds focused a lot. Might be scary as hell. Yeah, man, and then they're on the same page now. Okay, you got again. I called this the Holy Trinity. You got Bob Quinn. Okay, you got Matt Patricia, and now you got Daryl Bevel. And of course, we got our defensive coordinator. That is basically, Matt Patricia, anyways. So, I mean, he basically just does exactly what Patricia wants. But I call them the Holy Trinity. We got it now. We got what it takes. If you don't have an individual that has the same view as your head coach and the same view as your general manager, and you're not on the same page, it's destined to fail. It is destined to fail. And so you have to be one. You have to be one unit. You have to be on the same page. Your mind's got to think alike. You got to have that same mindset. And KFC did not have that. His mindset was in chicken. I don't know, but it was not in football. It was not in offense. It was garbage. I would have taken any one of you on there, offensive coordinator last year, than him because it was so predictable. It was so terrible, and he was the black sheep that needed to get kicked off the team with some other individuals, but he was the main reason, man. The game of football is entertainment. It is, man, and it's what I love about football is again, it's not just the physicality of it, obviously, but it's the drama involved. And it's teams are so close when it comes to talent wise that any team can win. Any team from one prior year that was bad, they can be good the next year. It's so fluctuation. And when you don't have that much games, when you have 16 games, you each game is so vital. Each game is so vital because if you lose it, it has massive consequences towards the end of the year. I mean, you look at the Falcons game when Golden Tate scored the touchdown and it was a no-call touchdown. If that was a touchdown, I think we would have made the playoffs over the Atlanta Falcons in the end. And so it's a game of inches. It's so entertaining. Besides like baseball, I love playing a game of baseball, but man, it bores me. I love playing golf, but it bores me. I'm terrible at basketball, but I like to shoot a hoop outside, but it doesn't entertain me as much as football, even though I think it's more entertaining than the others. But again, man, football is the elite. It's the top seed of it all, man. And it goes down to college. It goes down to high school, middle school. But my daughter's a cheerleader, man, for middle school, and I love going to see the cheers because I'm watching the football game, and I like seeing these young guys get in there and push their little hearts out to win a game. It's entertaining, man. All around it's entertaining. We can't lose to Arizona out of the gate, though. I don't buy into Arizona is doing, and still every game's a challenge, bro. We're gonna win that game. Again, I say by 10 points. I don't think they have a chance. That team, they're building in the right direction. I think when you have the first overall pick like we've had, it takes a little bit to start winning. They had their roster was bad and it is very bad from top to bottom, and so we're not going to lose that game. I give us a 10-point win, and when I do like predictions, I'm never doing a blowout because blowouts don't often happen as much. But I say that being a blowout, if you're going to do odds when it comes to Vegas, I would put money on that for sure. I love how much bigger we got in the secondary. A lot of the corners got exposed by bigger wide receiver. Lions fan, that was a great comment. I 100% agree with you. Man, that was such a good comment, and that brings me back to that dang Falcons game where we played Atlanta Falcons with the loss to Golden Tate. When I was watching that game and how big their players were with Julio Jones and their running backs they had on that team, how much more bigger and physical than they were compared to us, I said, "Wow, we need to make a change. We need to get to some new personnel because we're not big enough. We're not physical enough. This team is above us. This team is far bigger and much stronger than we are." And so, man, that's a great comment, and I absolutely love how they're bringing that. They're bringing size and strength, and and the ability to out-muscle other individuals on other teams. It's exactly, that's why I love the CJ Anderson pickup. That guy is a freaking brawler, man. He's gonna punch you in the mouth. I love it. That's my favorite part about games, is punching folks in the mouth and watching them just dominate in physicality, because you can't teach that. You can't teach it. When one team is more stronger than the other, you can't teach it. Man, that was a great point. We need to be consistent this season. Absolutely, Noble. I 100% agree with you. Consistency is the key, and we have been inconsistent for many years. And like in 2011, our offense was fantastic. In 2014, our defense was fantastic. We have not had a team where both offense and defense is great. And I think this is the year it's going to happen. That's how you win, is having consistent playmakers on both sides of the ball and on special teams, in which we have such an underrated special teams right now that, man, three phases. This is why I'm excited. I'm so excited for our team. I feel like this season, what we need to do as fans is just take it in. Take it in, because all the stuff that we've been dealing with, all the hate and all the jokes through the mainstream media, it's finally going to come to pass. And slowly take it in, man. Just take it in and enjoy it the time it has, because seasons like this is not going to come around that much. The football gods has blessed us, and it's going to be one of those years. Okay, I'm back. Start over, top tier. Hey, man. You're going to have to do a rewind, but unless you want to ask me a question, I will go ahead and throw up that question for you. Your Ghost Week 3. I'm not 100% sure what you're talking about there. Shed brought in for those guys. Oops. I don't know what the world happened to Shed. I thought he'd be much better than what he was. The guy was kind of garbage, man. I was a little off on that. I thought Shed would be a little better. I wasn't expecting him to be something fantastic or anything, but good grief, he sucked. We can't start games off to a slow start, man. That's a great point there, and I am 100% with you on that. We cannot, these 3 and outs on, in the first quarter and the second quarter and stuff. That stuff needs to stop. And I think that stops with Darrell Bevell. Again, if you guys watch the games, you know it's run, pass, punt, and it was driving me freaking insane, and that's how they played it. And then when they would get into the 2-minute hurry up offense, they would start performing well. Man, I don't know. Man, I agree with you. Again, I think Darrell Bevell remedies that, and the addition of Jesse James and TJ Hockenson cannot be overstated. Those guys are going to throw mismatches on that defense, and the defense is going to have a hard time guarding one-on-one, because you got Jesse James, you got TJ Hockenson, you got Marvin Jones, you have Kenny Golladay and Amendola, Kerryon Johnson in the backfield with CJ Anderson. Good grief, man. That is a lot of talent. That is a lot of stars and studs on a team. And I am so ready to see this thing work, man. I'm so ready to see Matthew Stafford be happy. The guy has been through a lot, when it comes to the fans, and also when it comes to, his family life. And I'm ready to see this guy just have a great season and enjoy himself. We weren't finishing team in 2017. It showed, losing to teams like the Bengals. Yeah, we lost to Atlanta, but they still had most of their Super Bowl team, I think. Yeah, you're right, man. And I'm with you, man. We could have won that game. We should have won that game. But I was just talking about the physicality. We were so inconsistent, losing to the Bengals. And like last year, we lost to the Bills. That was a huge disappointment for me. That type of stuff you can't do. But one thing that, again, was a big saving grace you could take from last year is how we were starting to beat teams that were good teams. We beat the New England Patriots. We showed the NFL how we beat the Rams. That's something that we haven't seen. I can't remember since the time we beat good teams. And so we're starting to beat good teams. It starts there. We got to do it. We had KFC as our OC, so yeah, no way that we would have in the playoffs anyways. Absolutely, there's no chance. George, I really hope so, man. Loyal fans showing up and being electric. Yeah, We are, man. We are one of the greatest fan bases, and that's not to be bragging. That is to a fact because we went through a lot as a fan base, and we are still fans. We are still talking Detroit Lions football, and it is the end of May, man, May 31st, and we're talking football all the time. Hey, Mike, what's your thoughts on Wiggins getting most of the first team reps at right guard? My thoughts are more like nightmares. Wiggins, I don't like him at all. But again, I think this is more of it's a veteran, and so they're going to play the veteran, especially when it comes to OTAs. You always give the veterans the first crack at a job. I don't think he stays there at all. I don't think he's a starter. I would be looking at Crosby and Bo Benshaw, and if he is a starter, we're going to have a real problem for this team, a scary problem because that would be the biggest weakness of all if he was our starter. So again, my thoughts is right now it's just a veteran getting the veteran reps. He's not going to be the guy to actually stay in there for the start of the season. Blunt, he went from run over to dance revolution. That's a good one, man. Yeah, he was trying to play that Dance Revolution. You know what that reminds me of? If that movie Grandma's Boy, man, they played the Dance Revolution. That was hilarious, man. That was LeGarrette Blunt. He was the powerhouse, and for whatever reason, I don't know if it was Theo Riddick that kind of made him do this dancey stuff, but man, that hurt him, man. If he would have just ran forward, we would have been good, man. Blunt sabotaged us. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, man. Again, I don't know if it was Blunt, the OC. I don't know if it was the water he drank or what was going on. What is your thoughts on Tease Tabor saying be more coachable? Blue and Silver Phantom, first off, what up, Doe? Absolutely great question. Man, the best thing about what I like seeing players is be humble and take their job serious. One thing we know about Tease Tabor in this offseason, the man has been humbled. The man has taken his job serious, practicing with Ocho Cinco, doing everything he can because he knows his job is on the line, and he's taking the ability of, okay, I am taking my ego and I'm throwing it at the door. No more ego. I'm going to listen to what my coaches say. I'm going to take every advice they give me, and I'm going to move forward with that. And that's what it takes. Man, that's what I want in a team, and that is so good to see. It is so good to see. I'm so proud of Tease. I'm so glad this young man is taking this route, and it's only going to benefit him. It's if he continues this route where he throws his ego at the door and he continues this working hard and practicing hard, man, I can see him making the team and being a player for us. And I really, really am proud of the guy. I think it's awesome. Again, coming out of college, he was known as the trash talker and cocky and stuff like that, and which is fine. But when you don't show up on the field and you're like that, that's where the issues happen. And then he decided to check his ego at the door and throw it away. Awesome. He reinvented himself. He's reinventing himself as we speak. Unlike Eric Ebron, where he took everything personal and it got to his head, Tease has not done so. And he's really doing the right process to take that next step. And I'm happy for him. Bills had the second ranked defense. Yes, they did, but still, man, I felt like we should have won that game. I think Harris is going to be a surprise. Very well could be. Very well could be. We have a new offensive line coach, right? I'm not. I think so. I think they fired a guy in the beginning of the year after this season. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not 100% sure on this. If you guys know, put it down in a comment. I do think they did fire a guy, and I'm not sure exactly who they got, not off the top of my head. Um, yeah, our offensive line. I think a lot of that issues with our offensive line was continuity. Again, T.J. Lang was injured. He's a great player when he's healthy, but when you're injured and there's no continuity on the offensive line, if you ever played the game of football, you know continuity is vital, man. It really is like the engine of any line group on a team, and so I think that really hurt us there. You think the rookies can take the job? I think and hope he does. I think the couple rookies I see us instantly being impact. And the first one's obviously T.J. Hockenson. He's a starter day one, no doubt about it. He will be our starter day one. I think he makes an immediate impact for sure. I think I think the defensive end slash linebacker we took in the third round, he's going to be an immediate impact in a sense that when you have the defensive line and you have the play calls that Patricia does, he likes to mix things up. So if he's not a starter on script, he'll be still playing in the game a lot, and I think you'll see that as well. And so he'll make an impact in that sense. So you'll see him a lot on the field, in my personal view. The safety, that's a little different. We have a lot of safety depth. I can see them doing mix-ups. Amani, the cornerback we had, they're going to fight it out for that number 4 spot, number 3 and 4 spot. I think he won't start initially, but you'll see him in packages, and eventually you'll see a lot of him by the end of the year. Again, it takes a little bit of time for rookies to get the feel for it, and so I would give Tease Tabor right now above that edge. But if Tease Tabor decides that for whatever reason he doesn't pan out, then I would say Amani will be in there as well. And so you'll look into that. Also, the running back we took, Ty, I think in the 6th round, I see us instantly being a punt returner or a kick returner, and having that special teams ability as well as kind of being used on offense here and there for special plays. So an impact in that sense. Bo Benshaw, the rookie we got in free agency, I can see him being a backup initially and eventually taking a starter overall. If Tease becomes a breakout player on defense, I will buy a jersey. Hell yeah, man. I tell you what, if he does as well, I will too. I make that promise to you, man. Again, I love his ego checked at the door, and he's really pursuing a new light. And so I have nothing but love for that guy, and I really hope it pans out. I just bought my first Lions jersey, Jared Davis. Hey, gotta love Jared Davis, man. A leader, a men amongst men. He is a leader. He is great attitude, and he is coming on strong. And I think he's going to be on our team for a while. He is not no bust like other people's been saying. I don't get that idea of where these people say that. If you watch the film, he's done a fine job. And now we have a defensive line, and defensive line really helps out linebackers. So man, awesome jersey, man. Davis is great. He'll be a piece on our defense for a while, and still be something you'll be wearing for a while. No, Jeff Davidson is still our offensive line coach. Okay, there's the answer there. I stand corrected. Um, Again, like I was saying before, I think it was more of the injury with TJ Lang, and so continuity is so important. So again, I hope injuries on the offensive line is not much this year. We need to have that offensive line continuity, and I think that was the issue last year more than anything, more than saying that we just got bad players. I think it was simply continuity was a really big part. Davidson was named O-line coach in February in 18. Okay, thank you again, Ghost Gunner and Top Tier. Tavai and Bryant. Bryant was a 4th. Yeah, Tavai too, man. I do see him making an impact. I think it all depends on how they're going to use him. Now, 313 JMO made a great point. He believes they're going to use him by stopping the tight end because our issue on defense was stopping the tight end. And Tavai is a big frame of 6'2", and he is a redwood tree. So if they're going to use him in packages like that immediately, definitely. I see him definitely being a great piece for our defensive linebackers. Definitely when it goes down the more of the games, when he gets more acclimated, hopefully he can get acclimated as soon as possible. But like when we seen Jared Davis, he started immediately for us. He did have rookie slumps because he's a rookie, and that's what's going to happen to any rookie. So Hopefully he can make that jump quick. But again, if he doesn't make that quick, don't hate on the guy, man. He's not a bust. That's just the rookies for you, especially a second round linebacker when Patricia values his linebackers a lot. I mean, he does the 3-4. And so give the guy a little bit of time. I know a lot of people are going to hate on him, and I hate that, man. What up, though, Melvin Drew? Thank you for joining this chat, talking great old Lions football. You said, I always wanted him over Foster, and you were 100% right, man. Foster getting injuries, getting in trouble, and definitely made the right pick. Bob Quinn got roasted for that, and he made the right pick. And it is showing now. I mean, the guy has an attitude that is what you want in men. He has that I'm an adult. I am going to put my nose in the work. I'm going to stay after and practice longer. You can't teach that stuff. These are things that is undervalued. And to me, I value that type of stuff very high compared to others. And he had that. He was coming out of Florida as one of those guys that's a leader. He's a captain. He will definitely put himself on the spot, and he's what you want in a player, and he helps other players out in that sense. You don't want a disruptor. I think Davis played a lot better last season under Patricia than he has in the last couple of years. Yeah, absolutely too. And you want to know that fact, there's a new defense as well. Again, I think I think Davis has hard hitting ability. And he does have flaws just like any player, but when you have Matt Patricia who can coach players up and he takes a player's strength and utilize the player's strength instead of just utilizing a player. He utilizes their strength and he tries to mask their weakness. So puts them in positions to succeed. That's what a coach has to do. Coach your players up. We have not had that in decades. We have not had a coach that coaches players up and that can has a vision for a player, not just immediately, but for down the future. And that's what Quinn and Matt Patricia does. He has done that. He has taken pedestrian players, and I'm not saying Davis is pedestrian. I'm just saying this is how good of a coach he is on defense. He's taken pedestrian players and made them exceed what they are. I mean, if you look at New England, they've never had high draft picks, especially on the defense. And yet his players are still performing well where they get big contracts in other teams in free agency. So that's what he does. And he's doing that with Davis, and I think he does that to Vi and Amani and all the guys we got. And it shows when you get a Trey Flowers and a Coleman come to Detroit because of Matt Patricia. So all these rumors that Matt Patricia is a terrible coach and this, that, and the other through the mainstream media, that narrative was blown out of the water. Blown out of the water by facts through Trey Flowers and Coleman and others. So, man, you're right. You're 100% right. We heavy in safeties. Your thoughts on Adams? Oh man, I love it, man. I love that we are so strong in the safety position. Man, the depth there is insane. So you got Quandre Diggs starter, you got Tracy Walker, you got Adams, you got I think we got a veteran as well. We still got dang it, I can't think of the safety we've had the last couple of years. He's a veteran. I can't think of his name right now. It's on the tip of my tongue. Throw it out there if you know. I think again when it comes to him, if you looked how we played safety last year, we had Quinn and we had Tracy Walker. He was doing his packages, right? Where he would come in and not take Quinn's spot, but Patricia had packages for him. I think that's what's going to be when it comes to Adams. I think he'll initially have his packages, but if you look at Patricia's defense, he'll throw out their three safeties at one time. He had Tracy Walker on wide receiver last year. So you'll see stuff like this. You're going to see where he will get utilized. Will he get utilized as much as Tracy Walker and Quandre Diggs? I don't believe so. I think that's their two starters. I think those are young guys that are fabulous at the safety position. You're 100% right. We are definitely strong at safety. And I see Agnew right there. I don't know what they're going to do with Agnew, but this is what I want them to do. I want Agnew to work on the offense more and continue with special teams, but get a lot more plays on offense. Having Agnew, if you've seen the breakdown of the Seattle's offense I did a couple weeks ago, they did a lot of those fast player plays where they would hand the player off. I forgot the player they drafted last year, but they always get those fast players, right? And it would be almost like a screenplay type play, and they did that a lot on their offense because they had wide receivers that blocked and tight ends that blocked, and it worked really effectively for Darrell Bevel's offense. Man, and Jamal Agnew is a fantastic player in that sense. I think he could be better used on offense than defense. I think at this point, put him on offense, make him a full-time starter. I think he would be great, and special teams. I think he can fill a little bit of the void that Golden Tate did. I think he has that speed, that ability, and I really like him. I like him a lot. If I did not get to your question, just respawn. I can't see as it's flying through there sometimes. So if I have not responded, please just go ahead and resend it. It would be nice to see him a threat again. Yeah, I was just talking about Agnew. These guys are far from pedestrian. Yeah, absolutely, man. I wasn't saying that our team's pedestrian. I was saying when he was in New England, they drafted individuals that they're won so much that they would pick late in the draft. So they would take individuals late in the draft and have you know, fourth round picks and fifth round picks that you never heard of play really effective. And I definitely was not saying our players are pedestrian. I don't believe that as well. But it just shows you what type of coach you have that can take individuals like that you never heard of and make them a fantastic player for their defense. And that's what Patricia brings. Now, when you have talented individuals like Jared Davis and matter of fact, our whole defense, it just is even better. Killebrew. That's interesting. That is an interesting. I think when it comes to Killebrew at safety, he either makes it on special teams or he's cut. I think that is what I see with Killebrew. He's got to make it on special teams or he's gone. Man, I love his name. I love the impact that he had the first couple years. I think it slowed down a little bit, but my thoughts is, again, he's got to make it on special teams. Dude, I was so happy to see Matt Patricia come to Detroit as the head coach, and I was upset how many Lions fans hated on him. I'm with you, Shepard, man. Tavon Wilson. Thank you, Melvin Drew. Oh, man, I'll get to that in a second. Awesome. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, man, I was happy as well. Um, I like his no nonsense approach, his ability to learn and just teach X's and O's and have that winning mentality of running harder. And when I seen like in off season people was complaining how he was doing sprints and making them do extra sprints, I was like, are you kidding me? This is the NFL. This is if you want to take it to that next level, you have to push yourself harder. I mean, come on now. I was in the army. You have to push yourself harder if you want to be at a new level. Tavon Wilson again. Thank you, Melvin Drew. I don't know if he makes the team. I think he does just because he is a veteran and he's not. Maybe he's really good at teaching players, but he's been on the team for a couple years, and you don't really hear a lot of bad things about him, but you don't hear a lot of good things about him. But he is a depth player. But it's going to be interesting. I think the safety groups is something to watch when it comes to the 53-man roster. The safety groups, and I would say the defensive line as well, and the secondary. I think the defense is a big watch because we got so much talent on this team. I'm afraid we're going to have to lose talent because not everyone can be on the roster. This new defensive line setup, I believe, with the rotation will get to the quarterback about a second faster. A safety should have a field day. 100% agree with you. When you have a defensive line that can get after the quarterback and can pressure a quarterback and stop the run, that secondary, that safety position, those cornerbacks, they're going to have a field day. And if you look at 2014 with our defense then, I think it was rated the second overall. When you have Ndamukong Suh and you had that pressure up there, our linebackers with Levy and our cornerbacks and safeties were having a field day. And so I'm with you. I think we're going to have that type of year where they're having a lot more turnovers than years past, and it's going to be an awesome sight to see. That is the most excited group I'm to watch when it comes to preseason. is the secondary. I cannot wait to watch these guys just get at it, man. I can't wait. I'm super excited. I am a nerd when it comes to secondary. I play wide receiver. I respect those guys, and I'm super stoked about it. I expect more takeaways. 100% with you, Chris. I expect a lot more takeaways. Nevin Lawson's off the team. The dude never had a pick. We got Coleman. We got a lot of talent to match our quality coaching staff. Talent plus quality equals hella success, and it's going to be so fun to watch. Diggs, oh, I love Diggs. He's one of my favorite players on the team. I thought about getting a Diggs jersey. I like him so much. I like his ability to just hit folks. I love it. I love that approach, man. I love it when he just freaking lays the wood down on people, man. And Diggs is awesome. He was one, and when they drafted Diggs, I remember I was so happy because I was watching that college tape and him just smacking those players, and I was like, man, he's gonna bring that to this team. That's something we need. The jet sweep with fast players. There you go, Melvin Drew. Thank you very much. I sometimes, man, the words don't come out of my mouth correctly. And the jet sweep with Jamal Agnew and Ty. Oh, we got some speed. And that Ty can run too. An unofficial 4-2 is more probably like a 4-3, 4-0. Oh my God, I can't wait to watch that stuff. And if you ain't seen his highlights, go ahead. I got some highlights on my channels. If you ain't seen it yet, go ahead and YouTube that guy. That guy can run. If you watch the Michigan game, he's the guy that ran it back. The guy's fast. Jamal Agnew, we know what we got in him. It's special, man. Special teams. And I can't wait to do a special teams hype. I know special teams is something I don't talk about a lot, or most teams don't talk about it as a lot. But it is important. It is important. And we got Jamal Agnew. We got Ty. And hopefully, um, our kicking game can get a little better than last year. He was off a little bit, but he's still great. I love it, and I will do a hype on special teams as well as I'd like to break down and see what was going on last year when it comes to our special teams and what was the failures, what the successes are, what our team should improve on, what to look forward to in preseason and the NFL season. So I'll definitely get into that. That is on my radar to do. I have a lot of backlog stuff, and that is one of those I will jump on for you. I know we don't talk about it as much, and it should be because, man, if you don't have a good kicker, we know how we won some games last year. I think was the Packers game where the guy missed like five freaking field goals, and so that won us that. I mean, that was awesome for us, but disgusting for them. Oh yeah, Wilson. Yeah, man, he's the forgotten man. It's because he's one of those guys. He's under the radar. He does what he's told, and he's not making giant plays, but he's also not making giant mistakes. So it's hard to remember that guy, man. And even someone like me who really watches this stuff, I forget that type of stuff too. But I see he still makes the team, man. I think again, you got to have veteran presence in there and every group needs that veteran presence and needs to have leadership in there of people that have seen it. Whether they're as talented as others, it doesn't really matter. It's it's just having that veteran presence and that leadership that is needs to be in each locker room and in each group when it comes to again wide receivers or when it comes to safeties when all those groups they need it. Do you think Jim Bob sorry, I cannot use that curse word. Do you think KFC will be a good part of the Jets offense? No. No, I don't. I know he's not the offensive coordinator there. I think what is he the quarterbacks coach or an assistant coach of some sense. I think he will assist in that, in which he'll be fine at. He's not an offensive coordinator. I think Jim Bob's problem was he just did not know how to run plays. He may be a good coach in a sense of helping players out, and those little details. But when it comes to play calling, dude was garbage, man. And so I don't think he will be a big part of that at all. And if he is, God help him. They're gonna have some issues on that Jet offense, but I don't believe so. I think that would be a big mistake. Yeah, he's gonna be a Pro Bowler. Not sure who you're talking about. If I will see if you talk specifically about an individual. I think T.J. Hawkinson might go to the Pro Bowl this season. I'm with you. I think he has a chance to go to the Pro Bowl this season. I truly do. I know tight ends. It's hard for them to learn. I know that it's a difficult position to learn and to jump, especially as a rookie. But man, this guy is a blue chipper. He is a special player, and I tell you what, guys, I love fantasy football. If you love fantasy football like I do, get TJ. If you can get TJ Hawkinson in the mid rounds, do it. If an individual like there is that you're wanting to really get above him, get TJ Hawkinson. I as a player I'm gonna pick up. I would like to start the DSA fantasy football. I think that would be really, really fun. And if that's the case, I probably want to end up getting TJ Hawkinson because if you know Luke G and the others, they love him as well. But I think he has a chance to be a Pro Bowler for sure. And Eric Ebron, your little jokes, it's ending, man, because TJ is replacing you. We're gonna forget you ever existed because this man is talented, and he is gonna be a special player. I think he's gonna be our Gronkowski. I think he's that type of a mismatch, that type of a player with such a good attitude, all with that mix. He's gonna be a fantastic player, and we're gonna look back on this, 10, 15 years from now, and we're gonna say that guy was great. I lived in the era of Megatron. I got to watch Megatron's every single play, and I love watching it. It was history. Every time that man was on the field, it was a sight to behold. I did not get to witness or remember the Barry Sanders era, and it sucks because I was young and I don't remember it. And I wish I was a lot older when I was a kid to see Barry Sanders play. And I think T.J. Hawkins has that ability to be one of those Detroit Lions. We look back and say, "Damn, that guy was a good pick. He was a great player for us." What kind of question is that? Seriously, Bell is screwed. Um, I'm not 100% sure who you're talking about. Please refrain it because my mind is going crazy right now. I'm talking about Diggs. Oh yeah, Diggs. Oh man, yeah. I think again he has the ability to be a Pro Bowler as well. I love Stephon Diggs. Man, he's an uppercomer. I love Diggs a lot. I dig him, man. The guy is a hard hitter. He's a beast. I think he has a Pro Bowl mentality. I think, man, I love him, man. I love Diggs, one of my favorite players on the team. Absolutely a beast. I want the Giants on Hard Knocks. Yeah, I know a lot of people want the Giants as well as the. I really really want the Oakland Raiders. I I really want to see the Oakland Raiders, the Santonio Brown stuff, the Derek Carr, the Mike Mayock. I liked watching Mike Mayock in the NFL Network. I really did. I thought he was a great analyst. He's one of my favorite analysts. Actually, and I'm curious to see if his scheme works, man, because I like Mayock. I think he's one of the better minds in college football when it comes to analyzing players. In that sense, though, I love the drama that's going on there. It is a man soap opera. I want to see it. I want to see the Raiders. I want to see it. I want to see it happen, man. I want to see Antonio Brown. See how this works out. But again, it would be cool too. The New York Giants when Eli Manning and the quarterback they took, man, that Daniels, that would be fun to watch as well. And I tell you what, man, I really like Saquon Barkley. I think he's a fantastic player. It would be cool to watch him practice, man, because if you watch that man run, he has a really special ability. I love on Johnson, but I do like running backs as well, and I think Saquon is a great player. Let's see. If you do a fantasy football league ban Lions fans, Lions players. Oh man, yeah, man. So I do fantasy football locally, and there's a lot of Detroit Lions fans on my fantasy football that currently league that I do right now. And so what's good about that is they're Lions fans, but they don't really get into the in and outs. And so like they drafted Matthew Stafford, they drafted ah, Golden Tate. I remember, and I'm like, man, if you watch JBC's offense, I love Stafford, but man, he's not making him succeed. So, like they drafted Matthew Stafford early. They drafted Toy Lolo. What the hell? And so I get to win a lot because I drafted Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes. I got man, who is the breakout player? I actually got Adrian Peterson in the seventh round. He actually was really good for me last year. I got Ezekiel Elliott. I drafted him in the first round. My second round back, oh man, that was kind of a bust. That was the guy from Jacksonville. He didn't do that well. Man, but I had a really, really good draft. And so when you have fans that are paying attention a little bit but not a lot, they send to overdraft Lions players, and that helps out if you don't think they're gonna do good. But man, I think TJ Hawkinson's gonna do good. I'll draft him for the Lions. I would draft Matthew Stafford this year. I wouldn't take him early, but if you can get him in the mid round, do it. I would suggest that. Kenny Galladay as well, and Kerryon Johnson. I think, and Lions defense. I don't draft defense. If you draft a defense, I'd like to take it in this. If you think a defense is going to be like the number one in the NFL, take them in the sixth round. What I like to do usually on defense is go week to week, and so I simply take the worst offense and I take the defense that's playing that worst offense. But like the Lions defense, I feel is going to have a really good year when it comes to turnovers, and it's big in turnovers when you're doing defense and sacks and that stats. So if you're going to do defense, if you want to take a flyer in the Lions defense, sixth, seventh round, do it, man. That would be a great idea. Again, if you think they're going to be elite, if you think they're going to make a lot of turnovers, that's when you take a defense. I generally will do a defense if I think they're elite. I'll take them in the sixth, seventh round. That's an overdraft in my opinion, but usually what I do is I just simply go week to week, and it always works out for me. JBC new job is running back coach. Okay, running back coach. That, what the hell? The guy was man. Okay. KFC is a running back coach. I don't know there. That was about one of the worst things I've seen this year. His running, run, pass, punt. I want. That's who I want. Hard Knocks is the Raiders as well, man. I'm with you, man. I'd like to see the drama. So, what team will decline in 2019? Top 5 team to decline. Okay, so this is going to be a bold statement, but man, I don't think they're going to be as good as they were last year. I think they'll still be a good team, but my decline team, man, this is going to be on the record, is the Los Angeles Rams. I think they will decline. I think if you noticed, end of the year, they started to get figured out. I think that I love their running back, but he's injured now. He's been injured the last couple years, and they don't have a CJ Anderson to back him up like they did last year. I think they got figured out a little bit. I think they're going to decline to maybe a 9-win team. And that's actually a big fall because I think they went 13 wins. And so I think they will decline. That's a team to watch. I think the Chicago Bears, they'll be a competitive team. I think they will be a 9-win team around there, 9, 10-win team. I think they went 12-4 last year, so they'll decline a little bit. Now, a team to just fall off the cliff. Oh, I think a really bad team this year that you're going to see make a decline that nobody thinks. I think the Packers are going to make a decline. I think we as Lions fans know this. I think the media doesn't. I think man, you're gonna see them really decline a lot. I think there's gonna be a lot of dysfunction. They weren't that great last year, but I think they have a bad year this year, and they're gonna blow that team up. I think they'll draft their future quarterback next year to replace Aaron Rodgers eventually, like they did with Brett Favre. I think you're gonna see possibly their head coach get fired, and you're gonna see a lot of changes there. And so that would be a big time fall. I can see the Bengals aren't really that great. Maybe they make a J. It's weird with the Bengals. It's hard to tell. The Steelers, I see them being about the same. I think they got rid of their bad players on their team. I think they'll be actually fairly. They'll be better. They'll be better this year than they were last year. They had a lot of drama with Antonio Brown and as well as Bell, and so I think they'll be better in that sense. The Ravens, they could take a fall too. I think that I don't really trust their quarterback that much. I obviously Joe Flacco's gone and he wasn't that great as well, but I don't really think who they got now is that fantastic. Kansas City won't make the playoffs. That's a bold statement, buddy. I think I tell you what, man, you make a really good point. I think Kansas City's going to take a step back. If you look at Andy Reid, he's always had where he's like start out good, but he can never get past it. You know what I'm saying? Like he's had that he can't get past it for whatever reason. And they lost their best weapon. He's suspended. He's probably going to be suspended the whole year for freaking breaking his kid's arm. That piece of garbage that he is, breaking his kid's arm. They lost Kareem Hunt. He was a really big part of their offense. That was to me, man. I watched the Kareem Hunt situation, and what he did was wrong, but how they acted, I think, was really, really over the top. I think Kareem Hunt is a young guy who can learn from his mistakes. Not like how the wide receiver broke his kid's arm. That's a whole different story, but they got some issues over there. I do like Patrick Mahomes, though. He's a really good quarterback. He's got that mentality where he don't think he don't think anything special about himself, and he's got the ability to scramble and pass as well. I think they'll be better, or not be better than last year, but I think they'll be a good team. I just don't think they're going to be like they were last year again. I think the Chargers. I think the San Diego, or was it the Los Angeles Chargers, or whatever the hell they are now. The Chargers, man, they're going to be a good team this year. I think they're a scary team. I think they can win their division. I think they put all their chips in this year because their quarterback is not getting any younger. I think they're going to be a scary team to watch. That is a game I'm nervous about when it comes to Detroit. I think that is going to be a hard game for us to play, and that's a game for us to watch. And I'm really going to dive into that film for sure. That's the one game I have marked on. It's not the Kansas City Chiefs game, but the Chargers game. That's going to be a scary one. Philip Rivers is playing like he knows his reputation's on the line. He doesn't got a whole lot of time left in his career, and their team is really good, and he needs to get that Super Bowl. And I think man, I think the Chargers have a chance to make the Super Bowl. I missed it. We talking about how bad the pack is. Man, I've been talking about this all off season, man. The pack is in disarray. They are in disarray, and I don't know. It very well could be Aaron Rodgers. How that situation down with McCarthy. A lot of the players, a lot of anonymous players in that team, current on the team and former players, are just ripping him to shreds. And man, I don't know about you, but like you don't throw people under the bus. Whether you like them or dislike them, you don't throw people under the bus. And we all know this. We all know this. Just take responsibility for your own actions. And when an individual like that, a leader of your team, starts throwing players under the bus, man, that ain't a leader to me. That's when Jay Cutler when he pushed his offensive lineman in a game. I remember watching that. That dude ain't a leader. And when Aaron Rodgers threw threw players under the bus, and man, that's not a leader to me. That's not a leader at all. I have no respect for him. I don't like him at all. I think he's a diva. I think he's injury prone. I think he thinks he's holier than thou, and I can't wait for him to get hit again. Anthony Barr, when he broke his collarbone, I loved Anthony Barr. He was one of my favorite players after that. I truly don't like Aaron Rodgers. At least Brett Favre was not that type of player. He was not a diva like that. Yeah, he had his where he retire, unretire, but man, what Aaron Rodgers did, man, he's just garbage, man. And so yeah, he tore yeah, the dude playing basket. You can't make it up, man. You can't make it up, man. The dude tore his Achilles playing basketball. Like what is like it's the clown show over there. It's like if it ain't something, it's something else, man. With that team, man, I think they're a team. I see a sweeping. I can see the Bears sweeping them. I can see even the freaking Vikings sweeping them, man. I think they're the worst team in the division by far. It's not even close. And I don't think they've been drafting well. I don't like their team, man. I really don't, man. What up, Doe65? Man, thank you for joining the chat. I really, really appreciate it, man. Just talking some football. Been going on for an hour and a half straight. I love this stuff. Kansas City won't make the playoffs. George Morgan. That's a bold statement. That's a bold statement. But you want to know what? Again, their division is with the Chargers, and I think the Chargers going to win that division. So they're gonna have to make a wild card spot, and there's a lot of damn good teams in the AFC. There is good teams in there, and I think they got to compete, and it's not gonna be an easy win like it was last year. They lost two huge weapons. You can't lose your running back, you can't lose your wide receiver, and just hey, everything's gonna be fine. It ain't work out like that, man. It simply don't. Yep, the Rams. Hill changes your defense scheme, man. Amen. Yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking, man. Oh man, man. It's some crazy stuff, folks. I've been going on for an hour and a half now, and I really, really appreciate you guys taking the time and joining me. And again, if you are here, I want to reiterate this to you guys. The reason why I started this, again, if you were not here, is last night, in the middle of the night, I got a comment that was placed in one of my videos that was it was filthy, disgusting, racist, garbage trash that was put on there. You dropping the N bombs. And luckily I seen it really quickly. I woke up, I had to go to the bathroom, and for some reason I checked my cell phone and I seen I had a comment, and luckily I got to it quick before it was on my channel. And it was some bad stuff, man. I had to report it to YouTube. I reported that individual. It was a troll, though. So again, this individual, I blocked him, and he went on my comment, and he did a nasty, nasty thing. So, folks, I'm gonna ask you as my subscribers, like I did in the beginning of this. Please, folks, if you see anything like that, I don't know if he's gonna make another account and jump on my video, or maybe a DSA member. If you see anything like that, please leave me a comment, or if I'm not getting to it quick, please leave a comment to any of the DSA members. I'm gonna talk to them after this and maybe give them control of my YouTube somehow. And if this happens again, they can instantly delete it if I'm not around. So please, if you guys could help me out in that sense, if you see garbage stuff like people dropping the N bombs and doing racist crap like that, that stuff gets YouTube's channels shut down, especially with the new rules, and I'm not in for that. You know, DSA is all about love here. It's all about spitting facts and not racist crap. So please, man, if you see that stuff, if you can do me a favor and do whatever it takes to get a hold of me if I'm not around, please help me out with that. You can either send me on a Twitter, you can email me, or leave me a comment. I will try my best to get it. But if you see it, please let me or someone in the DSA know this, man, so we can put an end to it, because it happened to my channel. I have a feeling it could happen to other people's channels now. I don't know. This dude cannot be a Lions fan. I don't even know if he's an NFL fan at all. But man, I really appreciate it, and folks, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to me rant for an hour and a half. And man, I'm gonna get going and hang out with the family and make some dinner here and enjoy my day off, because I gotta work OT again. So that with that, folks, again, have yourself a great weekend. Enjoy this nice weather. If you can get out in the water, do that. Hang out with the family, play a game with the kids. And if you ain't got kids, man, play a game, a video game, whatever. That's it, folks. Have yourself a good one, guys. Peace.